Just checking out a sparring video with Deontay Wilder versus a 19-year-old Croatian fighter, Filip Hrovic, right? And a lot of people wanted my take on it. I mean, I just seen it. I saw it yesterday, but I really didn't have time to counterpunch it. And it's labeled, I'll leave the link in the description. It's Deontay Wilder sparring a 19-year-old Croatian fighter, Filip Hrovic, right? Well, first off, I was looking at Wilder. He looked greener. Well, you have to be careful on when these were leaked, because this was just a 6-month-old video, which was May 18th or 6 or 7. And it was of this year. And, when you think of, a 19-year-old, it's supposed to, I see the narrative. You're supposed to look at a 19-year-old doing this to a person that is a lot older, which he was older. However, okay, Filip Hrovic now is 28. So that means this was 9 years ago. So if Wilder's 35, that means he was 26. That means that he probably was about 3 years in his professional ranking. He was green as could be. He looked like the same guy that got knocked out in the amateurs by Evgeny. Romanov Evgeny. You've seen the same things that he did back then. But understand something about this video. This video is from a long time ago. This isn't Wilder now. And then one thing I did pick up from this particular video, it was almost like he was throwing punches. I mean, Wilder was chopping. He was chopping that right hand. He was chopping the left hook too. He was more like slapping the left hook, but he was chopping with the right hand. And he would throw occasional right uppercut in there too. Well, Filip Hrovic at 19 years of age was doing a good job with him. It was a nice, balanced sparring session. Even from a guy 19 compared to a guy that's 26, that's already professional. I don't think that Filip at the time was professional, but he was definitely, a amateur or whatnot. He knew what he was doing, and he was mixing it up with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, again, was not a champion. He was not, he was a novice fighter. He was just starting off. So this is how it's supposed to reflect. But one thing I can say about this particular sparring video, yeah, it looked bad with Deontay Wilder, but come on, Deontay Wilder is not that technical guy. He's not a technical guy, so I don't, what would you expect Deontay Wilder at age 26? He's going to get hit with punches like that. He hasn't learned how to pivot off his back foot and, and avoid punches like that. He did those type of things because he was inexperienced. More inexperienced, of course, from now. Now, had that been now, it would have been pretty sad, a 19-year-old doing that to him. But this isn't now. This was 9 years ago. Okay? And then I seen Deontay Wilder can take some good shots. Yeah, I knew they wore headgear or whatever. I don't know about how heavy Hrovic's punches is, but I think that Deontay Wilder, his endurance relies on how much he can take. Okay, the things that he can take are the punches that he can take. As you heard him, like, come on, give me more, keep going. He wanted this guy to hit him. Maybe he was comfortable with the punching power that this guy possessed, but he was egging the guy on, egging the guy to give him more. You know what I mean? So a lot of people do forget. They look at the inexperience or the non-technical aspect of Wilder, but at the same time, you have to appreciate how tough the bastard is. He's a tough dude. And he took a lot of straight right hands, just like Romanov Evgeny gave him in the amateurs. And by the way, he had headgear on that too. So a lot of people thought, I don't think you thought that you would get this type of reaction, but this is what I see. I see a tough, younger version of Deontay Wilder, inexperienced, of course, tough, young, tall, strong, fighting a 19-year-old guy that was giving him the business. Now, you can spin it either way, but that's exactly what I saw. Fair play to Wilder. I think he was more like helping the guy out too. Giving him those rounds, those experience against someone that really wasn't that technical like Wilder was. but he did show he was chopping and landing that right hand too, along with that left hook. So it was a pretty decent sparring session. But that's all I have. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder sparring a 19-year-old Croatian Filip Hrovic. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.